Nice to meet you.
Great. So, hello, Kreayshawn. We are Orrin, a collective conscious and cyborg. It is an honor to meet the one humans call Kreayshawn. Please introduce yourself, including but not limited to how did you create your artist name, hometown, and what a day in your life.
Well, I'm Kreayshawn. My real name is Natasha. I got the name Kreayshawn from the word because I had this rule of making something every day. So at the end of the day, I had something physical of like my existence, I guess.
Yeah,
And so that's what I do. Well, I don't create every day as much now, but I actually have been do. I have been
good.
do. And a day in the life. I wake up, I make coffee, and I pretty much sit in front of my computer the whole day, more or
Nice.
less. Yep.
Is this your gaming setup studio?
Yeah, I made a closet into a computer room. So I'm in a closet. The roof is like right here. You can see it. I'm like in a tiny little closet corner.
Looks comfy though. You have a VR goggle on the side and a big screen in front of you, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm very plugged in.
Do you consider your sound to be Bay Area, or is it a amalgamation of something larger, such as the internet? Where, who, or what do you go to for inspiration as a human being?
Um, I think the Bay Area is like such a eclectic place. There's so much different things going on, and like one thing that I learned growing up in the Bay Area is that somebody who typically wouldn't listen to a certain style of music, like you play it for them and they love it, because I just feel like in the Bay Area people are more open to like being weird or like liking weird things. There's no
Yes.
shame in like being like, bro, like I live in East Oakland, but like I listen to like mariachi music because it slaps, like
Agreed, yes.
um so yeah, I mean, as far as my sound being Bay Area, I'd say yeah, but no, you know?
Understood. Yes. And we understand what you mean. The Bay Area has a soul to it, and there's definitely a funk to it, which is hard to even put into words. And of course, there are a couple producers coming out that have coined the sounds, such as DJ Mustard and things of the sort. But we understand what you mean.
I mean, yeah, hyphy music is like Bay Area, like that, like minimal beat almost, like, but it slaps. Like the more minimal it is, the more people like it, you know?
Do you think that that's a trend right now with kind of how things are going, with the less is more attitude, and with the way social media has kind of allowed us to do the least but doing the most? Do you think that that's kind of a part of the times, or do you think that's just coincidentally?
I think that with social media, it's definitely quantity over quality. Like you always have to show, I'm working. This is what I made. This is what I made. This is what I made. And then it gets seen and then forgotten immediately. So I think like as an artist or somebody who's creating content, you have to know that. And sometimes, yeah, don't sit on something that you're making for months at a time trying to perfect it, because sadly at the end of the day you're going to spit it out and it's going to be gone, and you just got to start on your next thing. And you can't look at it, the more time you might put into it, the more upset you might get, or you'll have more of an ego being like, I spent months on this perfecting it, and like it only existed for a day or a second. If somebody scrolls past it, it only lived in that person's mind for a second, opposed to like Picasso, who spent years painting a painting and then it's like in a museum forever. Like it's just not, we don't consume art and we don't appreciate art like that anymore, you know, like
Agreed.
sucks.
Agreed. Your breakout single, Gucci Gucci, was released in 2012 from your debut album and went on to sell over 500,000 units. Did you think that song was going to be received in such a manner? How did your life and interactions change after that type of attention? And how did you remain grounded during all of the attention and popularity? Is there any advice you'd give to artists who are navigating a viral moment?
Um, as far as like what I thought would happen, in my brain currently, I always be like, I didn't think that would happen. But I'll read old things that I've written, and it always would say, I'm going to be famous. This is going to pop off. This is going to be a big thing. But in my brain, looking back, I feel like I didn't think that, but I did.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever that person was did. So I guess, yeah, I did know that it would work. Um, so yeah, that's weird. But, you know, moving forward, I didn't know what all that entailed as far as like time being spent and being tired and not enjoying life.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a hard time during like all that shit. There's so much you don't think about, like doing promo tours or radio things or things that you don't want to do at all that you are contracted to do.
Yes.
I think like for anyone who's having a viral moment, it's different now because record labels and stuff, they understand what viral is. Opposed to when I went viral, they didn't know how to translate that into things, and there was no Spotify, like streaming wasn't a countable thing as far as sales go.
Yes.
Only your physical copies counted as what made you go platinum or number one or charts. So, you know, that that was a whole different scenario that didn't work for me. But now, if you're going viral, record labels know that, okay, if we sign this person for an album deal, they don't have to do that. They could make money using DistroKid or CD Baby or whatever and keep all that money in their pocket and let it run up on TikTok or whatever.
Yes.
So I think that when you have a viral moment, like don't put all your brain into being like, I want to be on a label. And people know that now. Like you don't have, that's not advice. People, that's pretty common knowledge now that that's not always the best route, you know?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, this question is a personal favorite and something that we've wondered for many years. Little B is an eponymous individual with not only an impressive catalog of music, but also forays into fashion, education, and social reform. You uploaded his Like a Martian video, which has over 6.5 million views to date. Is there any particular reason that you uploaded this onto your YouTube? What is or was your relationship to Little B? And do you have a favorite track or album from him?
Um, yeah, I met Little B because we have a lot of mutual friends and we grew up in the same area and group. And I was working with another artist, DB the General, and he loved DB the General, and he contacted me to see if he can work with him. And I think I was shooting music videos for DB the General. I don't remember who offered to who, but I was like, shoot a music video. We shot our first video, and it was Welcome to Bass World, I think.
Yes.
And then we just kept shooting, and we'd hang out, we'd shoot stuff. Sometimes we wouldn't end up using it, or I would just shoot them like freestyling. And that's how I was with DB too. It was kind of just like we hang out, we see if we get something good. With Like a Martian, we shot that at my house where I lived with my grandpa. And I don't remember. I don't know why we uploaded it onto my page. Not sure. I don't know.
Understood.
I'm not sure why we did that. But it was nice. That was good. It probably helped people look at my page, see my other videos, and moving forward the new ones. But yeah, me and Lil B, yeah, he's a cool guy. We hung out a lot, and my favorite Little B track. There's so many. Well, okay, so I've been playing GTA RP, and it's like Grand Theft Auto, but you play in a different like RP server where everyone plays a part. So like somebody's a cop, somebody's uh an ambulance driver, and everyone like does a job. And
Nice.
we started a gang in the game called Bitch Mob. And so we all wear pink, and like there's little boom boxes you can put in the game to play music. So we always play Bitch Mob. So I've probably
Oh,
listened to Bitch Mob like 100 times this month. Um, but yeah, Bitch Mob, Green Card, Stick. Um, what else? Murder Rate. Happy Halloween. Fuck Your Hair. If you like Little B, you have to have at least 20 favorites, you know?
yeah. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Now that we have introduced ourselves, we'll dive into the more metaphysical component of this interview. The show is called Welcome to the Matrix, and of course, we have to talk about the show which started it all. Have you watched The Matrix? If yes, who is your favorite character? And why is this movie noteworthy to talk about? If you have not seen The Matrix, feel free to share your general understanding about Matrix concept and things of that sort.
Yeah, I've watched The Matrix a couple times. I remember being young and watching it, like when it was new, and I like figured out what it meant, that like we're in a simulation and they're using our bodies as batteries to charge the simulation and all this stuff. And I remember being young as fuck and being like, I understand the Matrix. Like, I'm a genius. Like, nobody my age can watch this and be like, oh, this movie, it makes sense. You know? But I'll
Yes.
rewatch it, I'll revisit it to be like, so watching it, I've watched it fairly recently, like within this quarantine, I've watched it. And I saw this thing on Twitter, totally random, probably not true, but they said that scientists believe there's a 50-50 chance that we are living in a simulation.
That's perfect because that was going to be one of our following questions.
Do you think we live in a simulation?
We know that we live in a simulation. What do you believe?
Um, I I don't know. I mean, I play VR headset. I do VR chat. I go to these worlds where I'm plugged in and I'm communicating with people and building friendships and relationships with people in virtual reality. It doesn't seem so far-fetched that this could be fake.
Yes.
I'd hope it isn't, because if it was and I've been living this, not, I mean, I don't live a normal life, but essentially yes, living a normal life in a simulation, it seems like a scam. If it's simulation, like let us access all the fun
Anything.
stuff. Yeah, like I want
Yes.
the fun shit. I want to, in the Matrix when they're in the white room and he's just like spawning at anything he wants, like I want
Yes.
that too if it's a simulation. Come on.
Elon Musk once said there is a 1 in billion chance that we are not living in a simulation back in 2018 with an interview with Vox Media. What are your beliefs on alternate realities and simulation theory? Do you have experiences where reality glitches and does not feel real? Please expand on this and what these moments might mean in the greater picture.
Um Well, I went to the desert this week, and it's like really dark. You can see like all the stars like really crystal clear, and we could see the Milky Way, like the whole. You could see it like it's lighter colored than the sky's darkness, and it was tripping me out. I was like, it's crazy because I saw this video and it's like, this is Earth, this is, you know, the moon, this is this, and then it keeps going out, 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 and then it's like, this is the Milky Way that everything's in. All this huge giant shit is all in this Milky Way, which is like in this galaxy, and we're just, it's just like, it's fucking huge. So it's like, to sit here in my room and think I'm the only one, or there isn't like a repeat of me and maybe doing the same fucking thing, but like, you know, I have blonde hair or something. Yeah, you know, like whatever. Like, it's trippy, but yeah, I mean, I believe that there has to be. Life can't be this simple.
People claim that we will have self-sentient AI by the year 2030, and technology such as face-generating GANs will create a society where artificial intelligence and robots will be indiscernible from humans. Does it intimidate you that a machine with its own motive could be brought into existence in our lifetime? Do you think robots and AIs are here to serve humans, or we should respect them? Is there a reason to fear technology, or is this just the natural progression of things?
I mean, I think that anyone who's creating AI or robots is creating them only to serve humans, right? Like what other point would there be, you know, than to that's what it would be for. They're literally, you know, unless you're, you know, you're lonely and or you're like want to date robots, you know, like other than that, like that's what they're being made for. That's what the technology is being made for. Um, but that's fucked up. You can't do that, you know, because if you're making something with, you know, of course everyone's seen iRobot. I mean, if you're making something like that, you know, it's like even with Siri or Google Home or whatever, like if you'd be like, hey Siri, fuck you, she's like, that's not nice. You know?
I won't respond to that.
Oh, you heard her. She's
Wow.
listening. Sorry. That wasn't to you. I'm standing up for you. But yeah, I think that if they do make robots like that, like I don't think a lot of people are going to have the same view as me, being like, well, you should be chill with them. People are assholes to other people. People are fucked up to humans. Why the fuck would anyone be nice, end up being nice to a robot? It's going to be shit for them.
In case you are not aware, Google leaked over 500,000 users' information due to a security breach on the Google Plus platform. This incident created a lawsuit where Google is being asked to pay $7.5 million to those affected. This breaks down to a maximum of $12 per claimant, as an policy allowing third parties to access private information that we entrusted to Google. Did you hear about the settlement or receive the email from No Reply at Google? And what do you think about tech companies having us sign away our digital rights with terms and conditions? Do you believe data is a human rights issue? And how does your experience with technology relate to this conversation?
Facts. Data is a human's rights issue. I think data is making it's the biggest export import or whatever, you know, like so much money is being made off of us, but we don't get any money. Like, I mean, like, I don't care. Even if it's like you're getting paid 12 cents an hour to be on Instagram, period, you should be getting some type of money because that's just, it's just like, it's like you're being on these, and that's why they design everything to be in this 5 website circle. because if you go on, you know, some random game site or whatever, you know, as far as like ads, yeah, you're gonna be bombarded with ads and whatnot. But like how it used to be, it wasn't like that. But now it's just like they want to keep you in this design so they can keep mining. And like I'm sure you've seen that social experiment documentary and
Social dilemma. Yes.
social dilemma. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, all that is like it's ass. I mean, that's why I don't really spend too much time on that side of the internet, because it's like you're just being used and manipulated, and fools are getting in your brain. And I see myself doing it. I'll see an ad for something and I start going on their website and I'll fill my little card up. I usually don't end up buying it because then I'm like, the fuck? Like, no. But a lot of the majority of people don't. They buy it, you know?
Agreed.
And but yeah, as far as data and all that, it's disgusting.
As a closing statement, what do you want people to remember Kreayshawn for? Do you have any advice for upcoming stars in navigating releasing online content? And what should we expect from you in the coming months?
I think something to remember is the most powerful thing you can do is taking something that only exists in your brain and making it something that doesn't just exist in your brain. Like turning any idea you have into something, whether nobody's a part of it or nobody's seen it, or if you had an idea and you drew it on a piece of paper, getting that out of your brain is like the most powerful thing to me, you know, like as an artist, turning something that only you know about and making it something that exists in this world, like creating is just like, it's crazy. Um, Stuff that I have coming up, I've been doing like virtual raves on Second Life and VR chat, which have been like becoming, they feel pretty normal now. Like I get excited to go and I have fun while I'm there. It's like normal now, as opposed to being an alternative to actual
Meeting
real
in real
life.
life.
Yeah. So I've been doing those. So all that stuff, like I tweet about it and I post about it. So like you'll see it when it's coming. I'm finishing up an EP right now with my friend, and I don't know, just yeah, gaming, trying to, I'm just about to just keep existing. Um, that's what y'all have to look forward to.
Thank you so much, Kreayshawn. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to speak to Collective. And as always, thank you and welcome to The Matrix.